Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Monday, January 29th, and we now have a cast, which I don't have the list in front of me, but I thought I would at least pop on and say hey, hi, ho there, and talk about a couple of cast members and just talk about my thoughts now that we know it. Even just a little bit more makes a difference in the way you look at it. So, last night during the Grammys, or right before the Grammys, they announced the cast list. I saw the commercial, or saw one of the commercials. They flew through the names really quick. And then we proceeded to, everybody proceeded to tweet them and talk about them. And by the way, there was that rumor person that put out a list that, not a single name on that list was on it. And then there's people that are complaining that people aren't on it. We will talk about all of that on our podcast. Our first episode will be this coming Saturday. I think we're doing it at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I believe that's what time we agreed upon, but that's subject to possible change at the last moment or something. But anyways, 9 p.m. Eastern Time this Saturday, we will do our first podcast for Celebrity Big Brother US. And, so what do I think? Oh, also one other thing that came out, somewhere along the lines it came out that the prize is expected to be $250,000. So if that's accurate, hey, that ain't chump change. That's a decent amount of money to lure people in. Plus, they're getting a guaranteed minimum. I wouldn't be surprised if CBS is easily throwing $1 million at these people. When you toss in the, and this is just total number pulled out of the air. I have no clue. But if you say there's 11 people listed. If they're each getting like $50,000 guaranteed, and then the front winner actually gets $250,000, that's not quite $1 million there, but we're talking close to $1 million. I would not doubt it. For 13 episodes, I think, if I counted up right, including 3 of them are 2-hour episodes. I mean, really, it just isn't that much money in the grand scheme of things. I don't know how much of a cast. I'll give a very brief overview because, we're going to talk about it on Saturday, but hey, that's Saturday. That's we're going to learn so much more between now and Saturday. The cast does appear to be sequestered because all their social media accounts, and guess what? They all have Twitter accounts already. Of course they do. They already did. They're all verified Twitter accounts too. Does that mean they're celebrities? I don't know. Some people claim that most of these people are not celebrities. They, several of them were tweeting about they're already in sequester. A couple of them recorded videos that were posted, and what it was like. If you're seeing this, I'm in sequester now, or I'm sequestered away somewhere, or I'm locked away somewhere. So they're all sequestered at this point, apparently, which is good. That's kind of cool. I thought they might not get sequestered. I thought they might be allowed to interact before they went into the house with the public, and they didn't. They locked them up, which may be good in some ways because there is some negative feedback from quote fans who don't like the list, mainly probably because their people they wanted to see didn't make it into the house. So all right, so let's talk about the cast, and I am going to probably miss the one that you're thinking of, only because I have limited time. I am driving, as I usually am, on my way to work, and there's 11 names to go through, and I don't even have a list, so it's going to be pulled out of my pocket. No, I don't have a list in my pocket either. I'm just not saying my butt. So the list, who's on it? Well, I have to go down the list as I recall them, which means that I'm going to reveal the names of the ones that I know well. First name, Shannon Elizabeth. And Shannon Elizabeth is an actress, or was an actress. She is an actress. I think she still does something every once in a while. But her claim to fame was she was a foreign exchange student on American Pie. That's what she's known for. So in the show American Pie, she was the foreign exchange student that one of the people was chasing after, and I can't even tell you all the names of the actors and actresses in it because, frankly, I've only seen, I think, maybe one, and maybe I saw part of two, but I am familiar with it. And I knew who Shannon Elizabeth was, and several years ago, I was, like, trying to figure out who was following my Twitter account and stuff, and it was like, I figured out ways now, but at the time, there wasn't an easy way, but somehow I realized that Shannon Elizabeth followed me. It was like, whoa, a celebrity. It was like, that was like my first non-Big Brother house guest that was a celebrity that I realized was following me. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I have since told younger people, and they've looked at me like, I don't know who that is. And then you say the American Pie movies, oh, okay, yeah, all right, yeah. And that's the level of impressiveness they get. So, yeah, there's the sense right there of what you're up against as far as, quote, celebrities. My celebrity, someone that would fit in my category as a celebrity, is not going to fit in a lot of other people's categories of celebrities. I look at Shannon Elizabeth as a celebrity. She's a Big Brother fan, and she has been on very well-known movies, at least a couple of them. So Shannon Elizabeth is a Big Brother fan. Her Twitter timeline has mostly been her going to other countries and talking about endangered animals and stuff like that for ages. I've interacted with her very minimally a couple of times, and mostly a long time ago, but she does still follow me, my account. I have no idea if she reads her Twitter anymore, but hey, that's I'm still willing to say one of the house guests follows me, because as it turns out, now that I've checked them all, none of the other ones follows me. Even the next one on my list, the next one that came out on the list, I'm quoting the list as they were reported on Big Brother Network. He threw up the list quick, and I grabbed it and went down it, and that's the one I reported, and then I tweaked it and added it to my site. So Ross was the next. Ross, what the hell's Ross's last name? Ross Matthews. There's a Ross Dalton that follows me, and it's not Ross Matthews, and I think when I see it that it's Ross Matthews. Ross Matthews came into my radar in Big Brother 8 or Big Brother 9. No, it was Big Brother 10. It was after they got rid of house calls. CBS dumped house calls, and they brought in Ross Dalton to interview evictees on The Insider. He had Dalton Matthews, The Insider, whatever it was called. So he would have the house guests on, and he would have people ask questions of them and things like that. And I actually did ask questions. I went back and dug through my emails, and I thought I interacted with him directly, but actually I interacted with his producer. All my emails were with his producers, a guy named Ryan. That's who I interacted with directly, and I have videos of questions I submitted for Jesse and for Natalie from that season of Big Brother. So yeah, I submitted the questions, and they played them on his little web show. Now, I went back to try to find the web show, and I couldn't find it. So all I have is my questions, and no, I'm not going to play my questions. But I recorded them, like, in my office. So I have to stop for a school bus. This is unusual. Maybe she's going to put the sign down. Well, she seems to be getting comfortable here. Oh, there we go. All right. So, I did interact with it. He is a fan of Big Brother. He's the one that put out the video saying he was one of the ones that put out the video saying he was sequestered. And I just know he's a fan of Big Brother, and so I'm going to kind of pull for him because I know he is a fan of Big Brother. So that's another one. I'm going to mess up some names here. Is it Lydell? Whatever his name is, it's an MMA wrestler. I'm going to have to print out a list. Anyways, and I'm going to say this as I couldn't remember his name quite right. It is Lydell. I just can't think of his first name. I want to say Eric, but I don't know if it's Eric or it's Mark. I can't remember which one it is. No, it's not either. It's... all right, I'm not going to do it because it'll take me out of it. No, you know what? I am going to do it. Hang on. I'll be right back. So where the heck did I get Chuck or Eric or Matt? It was Chuck Lydell. All right, so Chuck Lydell, MMA fighter, very well known in his circles. I knew the name. I've watched him fight. He also, I believe, was either a host or took part in some of those MMA shows where you're training to be a fighter. So he's been around. He is known. If you don't know him, well, then that's just because you don't pay attention to that part of the world. Who else? Rudy, Keisha Knight Pullman, or Pilmer, however you say her name, was Rudy on the Cosby Show, and I remember her being on Celebrity Mole. Like there was 2 seasons of Celebrity Mole, and she was on one of them. So those of you that remember The Mole, which was a reality show hosted by Anderson Cooper. Well, no, did Anderson? Yeah, Anderson Cooper hosted the beginning ones. Yes, I don't know if he hosted the Celebrity one. I can't remember. Anyways, that was before his CNN days. She was on that, so that's her. That's her little bit of time with reality. The woman who didn't win Miss Universe a couple of years ago when Steve Garvey screwed up the name, she's on it. That's the oddest one of the bunch. It's like, well, who's she? And why is she on it? I mean, look, she's very attractive, so, and I did do a Wikipedia search on all these people, and it's like she can speak 3 languages, so she's 2 languages ahead of me, and I don't even speak English that well. So, I can't knock her because it's like, well, she probably does a better job at English than I do. We'll see. Some guy that was on Mark something. Let me look and see if I can do this. Oops. Oh, you know what? I can do it. I can look at my list and record at the same time, or I can glance on my list. Here's the full list, and then I'll not talk about the rest of them because I'm going to get to my destination. But Keisha Knight Pullman, Brandy Glanville, who's known for Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Meta World Peace, also known as Ron Artest, who played on 6 different NBA teams, including the Indiana Pacers, where he was one of the participants in a huge fight that ended up going into the stands of the Detroit Pistons game and made TV years ago. Anyways, Ron was quite a polarizing figure on the teams that he was on. Ariana Gutierrez, that's the name that I saw that for a brief moment my brain went, what? AG? Ariana G? What? Maybe they did it just for that. Maybe they did it just so they could say Ariana has been on Celebrity Big Brother. I don't know. And it's wait a minute. Aridna. I read it as Arianda, but it's Aridna. So whatever. You get the gist, right? You get it. James Maslow, whatever. He was like on some Nickelodeon shows and has been on Dancing with the Stars. And Arianda, or whatever her name is, she's been on Dancing with the Stars too, I think. There's a bit of a connection there for you, this Dancing with the Stars connection. Marissa Winokur. She's the one who's been on Dancing with the Stars, not the Miss Universe chick. She's a Broadway singer. Has done some other things. Don't know anything about her. Never heard of her. Hadn't heard of James Maslow either. And Arianda. Those are my 3 that are Arena. Those are my 3 that I count as my never heard of the 11. But Marissa, hey, could be good. I don't know. Never know. I have a feeling, I don't know, we'll have to see. She could be a complete, over-the-top, me kind of a person. I'm not sure. Mark McGrath from the band, oh, hell. Now I can't think of the band's name. But you know what I'm talking about. Sugar Ray. Yeah, lead singer from Sugar Ray. Look, if you lived in the 90s, if you were more than a 5-year-old in the 90s, you have heard of Mark McGrath. But if you aren't, if you're an 18-year-old or 19-year-old, who wouldn't be listening to this anyways, I don't think 18-year-old, 19-year-olds listen to me talk. You're not going to know Mark McGrath, probably. Omarosa. Okay, Omarosa. Yes, Omarosa. That's the big one. That's the big catch as far as they're concerned. Hey, it is kind of a big catch. She was in the White House. I don't know if I really wanted to see her on Big Brother, but she's going to be on. So, hey, a very polarizing woman. She was a villain on The Apprentice. She apparently was a bit of a villain in the White House. And, if the stories are to be told, I will talk politics briefly now, since she's now on Big Brother. The story is she was she was kind of the one of the African-American people in Trump's cast, or in his staff. And, the word is she got escorted out of the White House a couple months ago. Like, she got told, you're fired, and got told to leave. And then kind of came back in or something. The story is kind of hazy as to what exactly happened. I don't know if we'll hear any of it, but could be interesting. And that's it. There you go. And Chuck Liddell. So, there's my list. I have to sign off now because I'm almost to work. But anyways, if you hate the list, fine, hate the list. But really, you don't need to tweet at me that you hate the list and they're not celebrities and they suck and all that, because I get it. You don't think they are. I don't know what you expected. Your favorite didn't make it, or someone you'd hoped to make it didn't make it. But I would not call any of these people, totally nobodies. I don't know. So it is what it is. And I'm now at my destination. And I had to find a parking space because I don't usually... we're all trying to find a parking space because there's a bunch of us that are here. And fun times. Oh, that's handicapped. You can listen to me parking. If you aren't happy, I'm sorry. But don't give me the I'm not going to watch the show. This is the worst cast ever. I can't believe Omarosa's on. I'm not going to watch it. Okay, got it. I don't know what to tell you. There are people that are going to come out that have never watched Big Brother that are now going to watch it because Omarosa is on it, or someone else that they know. So to those of you that are brand new to Big Brother, welcome. We'll get you through it, and we'll get it figured out. I hope you all have a wonderful Monday. And sorry this is so scattered at the end, but as I said, I got the list and I got to my parking spot. And I'm going to go now. All right? Talk to you guys. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I got like a minute or two. All right, let me wrap it up. Those of you that have never heard me do one of these before, this is how they go. It's very scattered. But, again, these are celebrities, whether you like it or not. They actually all have been semi-famous in their own little individual worlds. Some of these people will not have heard of others. Oh, Brandy, but Real Housewives, by the way, too. I've never seen her on that, but she was on Big Brother UK. She's already been on a Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother. She was on Celebrity Big Brother already in the UK. She's got opinions. So there are some very strong personality females at the very least going in here. I mean, I think Omarosa would be. I would think. I know Brandy is. So, yeah. Shannon Elizabeth, I don't know. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be very interesting. I would have to say, if I had to peak politically, I would say Shannon Elizabeth's probably fairly liberal. And I would have to say Omarosa's fairly conservative, wouldn't you? So, I would imagine it will also be hard to avoid a clash of politics. Politics being discussed in this house, so expect that to happen. All right, now with that, I am signing off. You guys have a great Monday, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.